USL in clean sheets.
So here's a matchup to watch early, Neil. Da Costa up front.
And there's a shot, and Steinwascher gets out. And with the left hand, turns it away. Da Costa made a bid.
He had to go with a difficult control of the ball. He kind of takes.
Here comes a secondary attack, and that ball cut away. Agudelo heads it towards the middle, and Steinwascher reaches up and closes the door. Oh, Nate Steinwascher had to be sharp, and he was.
I don't know what is. That's a point blank. Get yourself big, keep the game scoreless, save by one of the best keepers in this division.
Not Yazid Matthews, couldn't quite find it. Bryant made a run. Now on the other side, ball redirected. Steinwascher closes the door.
That was a straight reflex save. It bounced in and skimmed in on Nate. And now Dario Suarez has a cramp.
This will allow the substitutions for Detroit City FC. But Nate Steinwascher rising to the occasion, and you're right, John. That's just instinct.
That is just...
With stutter steps. Reese Williams gives no ground. There's an opportunity. Ball called. Nate Steinwascher goes vertical to make the stop.
If that is not the ally save of the match, I don't know what will be. Nate Steinwascher, perpendicular to the surface.
Cross was cut out. Ibarra, service, headed. What a stop by Steinwascher. Reached out and got the fingertips on it to keep it scoreless.
If Nate Steinwascher isn't nominated for a third Save of the Week honor, I don't know what's going to beat him, because he was parallel to the ground and got the paw out and made this save. Watch Steinwascher's positioning, reading where that's going to come back.
Back to the left side now. Beckford goes for goal, and saved by Steinwascher again. And that's a big if Detroit City are able to get anything out of this. It's because of that man right there, Nate Steinwascher.
Here's the service, goes across, header, what a save!
Oh my goodness.
Steinwascher stonewalls it.
Line up. A great serve. Dispe goes up for it, heads it down, which is a tough ball for a keeper to get. Unreal, he gets both hands.
And now Dario Suarez tracking back. That pass slotted up ahead. Here's Opino on the move. Opino, the shot! What a stop by Steinwascher! Another shot that was blocked again by Nate Steinwascher. Steinwascher closing the door. He's one of the best in the business, folks. That's fact, not opinion.
In the battle of old teammates, it's 1-0 to Steinwascher. That's a well-timed jump. That's a great through ball. City a little bit asleep defensively. Opino losing his footing, but manages to get on it. That is headed for the top corner. And Nate Steinwascher had other plans.
Touch on the other end of it.
That is O'Neal Fisher that played that ball in for Detroit City FC. Martinez slips behind a defender. A jersey tuck there. What a play by Steinwascher. O'Neal Fisher that played that ball in for Detroit City FC. Martinez slips behind a defender. A jersey tuck there. What a play by Steinwascher as Martinez tried to tip him. Nate as O'Neal Fisher that played that ball in for Detroit City FC. Martinez slips behind a defender. A jersey tuck there. What a play by Steinwascher as Martinez tried to tip him.
There's a world where that Eastern Conference final does exist, I'm sure. Chip through toward Deke with a header, punched away by Steinwascher. You knew he'd have to make one more save at some point, and he does there. Now it's out for a corner.
He does a good job moving his feet, keeping himself active. Look how he moves his feet to make the save, even with a little bit of a slip, stays with it, able to stick his hand out. This ball from Deke had absolute eyes for the corner of the net.
There's a world where that Eastern Conference final does exist, I'm sure. Chip through toward Deke with a header, punched away by Steinwascher. You knew he'd have to make one more save at some point, and he does there.